here's Brody Brazil.
In this video, I present 5 truths of this microphone, the MKH 50 from Sennheiser. And full disclosure, I'm probably taking this from a totally different perspective and mindset than what the mic is actually produced and marketed for, and that is to be on the end of a boom pole doing location sound. That's not how I'm utilizing it here. I'm taking it more from the perspective of a studio or somebody who's doing live streaming. Yeah, still dialogue, but in more of a controlled environment than essentially location sound. But I'm testing this out here, or I'm using this mic here in a very bad acoustical space. So just note that in the rest of this video, you're hearing processed audio in a bad space with this microphone. But I do want to pass along these 5 things I've learned about this mic. Beginning with this, you get a huge sound out of this mic from a pretty small form factor. I mean, basically, and I'm hearing this in real time too. I'm accustomed to seeing a big, large diaphragm condenser in front of me, or even a large diaphragm dynamic microphone. But to see basically a pencil condenser, a small form mic with this big, kind of a boomy sound, let's be honest, it's not exactly what I'm accustomed to or what I'm expecting. So that is the number one thing, my first takeaway, honestly, when listening to this mic, as I was testing it out and making recordings. You get a huge sound out of this mic from something that's not physically the biggest. Second thing that'll stick out to you, and it's my number 2 truth, it's got a darker tilt, especially when you compare it to the Sennheiser MKH 416. And that's not a fair comparison. I mean, they're only alike because they share 3 letters, MKH, and the brand that makes them, Sennheiser. And I guess, yeah, you can typically find them on the end of a boom pole doing location sound. And yeah, similar RF condenser technology to actually pick up the sound. But the 416 is very hyped on the top end. It's not sibilant, I'm not going to say that, but it's got a higher end emphasis on the frequency response curve, as opposed to this microphone. You will notice it instantly. If you've only heard the 416 and then you start using the 50, this one definitely has a darker shade to it. And that's fine. I'm not here to criticize. It's just you will notice that. And I'm also saying that the 416 is high and hyped versus this one, which is definitely on the lower side. So I can't say this is neutral. I would definitely not say the 416 is neutral. That one's on one side of the spectrum. Literally, this one is on the other side of the frequency response curve. Okay, and number 3 truth here, because of that lower tilt, close talk, when you close talk this microphone as I'm doing right now, plosives are hard to avoid. It's all those low frequencies and the air blowing in. Look, I've even got the wind foam on right now to protect it. But the issue with this mic, and again, it's meant to be on a boom a couple feet away from me. It's not meant to be, this distance, that hang loose distance. But the capsule is literally right there at the tip of the mic, as opposed to like the 416 where the capsule is halfway down the mic. I can even crosstalk this. I can talk at a 45-degree angle. And sometimes, especially without the wind foam, and I've got pretty good mic technique, I will still hit a few plosives into this mic. But please bring pizza pronto to my prominent palace. It happens. It's not totally immune to plosives. And look, a big reason why, it's not designed for me to be this close to it. You get a nice beefy sound because of that, but plosive again. You can kind of sense that this mic, it's hard. It's sensitive to plosives. If you're going to be this close, you really have to work the mic. Also, a disclaimer, that doesn't make this mic bad or defective or anything like that. If you're going to use it from this proximity, use a pop filter like I'm not doing right now. Okay, that'll fix all your problems and you're back to normal. So I don't want to discredit the mic because of that. I will tell you that this microphone's unique, like rectangle shape. It's not a circle right here. You get this mount with it. There's actually 2 mounts. There's a shock mount, and then there's also kind of just this fixed mount right here. But it makes the shape makes the microphone tougher to mount. There's probably not as many options out there for a rectangular mic of this exact size as there are for, say, 416s, which are a circular tube, or anything else like Rode NTG2s or 5s. So this is a unique shaped mic. Just know that your mounting options are going to be a little bit more limited. I'm not sure that's something everybody's considering. But again, if you're going to put it on the end of a boom pole, it comes with that. You'll be fine. If you want to put it on the end of a mic stand like I have here, you'll be fine. Just know that you don't have a ton of different choices and selections. And that brings me to the final thing here to take note of. The side and rear rejection are incredible. As I mentioned before, I am in a terrible acoustical space right now. And if you kind of listen to this microphone, you really wouldn't notice that there should be echoes all around. I'll also give you some self noise here. Pretty quiet. It's a quiet mic. If I go off axis over here, yeah, you could still hear me and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, this is a loud sound source right next to the mic, but you know, kind of gives you an idea that it does a really good job of rejecting rear and side noise. And this is kind of a noisy room. Air conditioner's on. Yeah, obviously it's cavernous and reverberant and all that stuff, but this mic almost has the effect, you know, some mics, like when you first hear yourself in a 416, you say, it's almost like the EQ is built into this mic. It's not. It's almost like gating or expansion is built into this mic. It really does reduce all of the ambient sound of a room when you're using it. So look, the MKH 50, great microphone, has its purpose. Like I said, I realize in this video, for how I'm doing this right now, I'm probably totally using this wrong. I know what its bread and butter are, and it's not this, but I wanted to try it like this and share with you what I've learned about this mic for anybody else who's thinking about voiceover or recording themselves through an MKH 50.